Pranayamas or yogic breathing techniques can be a powerful tool for managing anxiety. Here are some pranayamas that can help calm the mind and reduce anxiety.
We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. It can be in Sukhasana or in Vajrasana. Make sure you're comfortable, your spine is tall and you're able to breathe comfortably. We're going to keep your palms in Chin Mudra, joining the index and to the tip of the thumb, palms facing the ceiling. Roll your shoulders back, keep the spine tall. First, let's establish a connect to the breath. As you inhale, notice the expansion in your belly. Exhale, completely relax. We'll practice a few rounds of modified yogic breath here. Inhale, allow the belly to expand first. Gradually allow your chest to expand. As you exhale, allow your chest to relax. Slowly, your belly relaxes. Let's do 3 more breaths. Inhale, abdominal breathing, thoracic breathing, and completely exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly open your eyes and release the mudra. So the first step in this pranayama practice is to establish the connect to the breath and make sure when you are inhaling there is expansion, when you are exhaling there is complete relaxation, because very often we do the opposite. Once you have this pattern in place, for Bhastrika we are going to make the inhalation and exhalation forceful. There will be a gentle snuffling sound from your nose. It will sound like this. So both the inhalation and exhalation when you are doing Bhastrika is forceful. We are going to try this for about 10 times and then come back to our natural breath. Throughout you can maintain Chin Mudra on your thighs. Close your eyes. Let's begin. Take a deep inhale. We are going to close the eyes. We will practice 10 rounds. Take a deep inhale. Exhale completely. One more inhale. Exhale. We are going to practice 10 breaths, forceful inhale and exhale. Start by taking one deep breath, inhale. Exhale. And let's begin. Slowly come back to your natural breath. Very gently open your eyes. Now if this was comfortable for you, we are going to practice the same technique, forceful inhalation and exhalation along with your arm movement, and this really emphasizes on that forceful inhalation and exhale, and it enhances the entire practice. So as you inhale with open palms, you are going to lift your hands up, and as you exhale, forceful exhalation, and you are going to fist your palms and bring it back down to shoulder level, like you are really squeezing the elbows in towards the body and opening the chest, flushing the air out. Okay, remember when you are inhaling, expansion, when you are exhaling, complete relaxation. So inhale, arms up, spread the fingers, exhale and down, fist your palms. Okay, let's try this. Close the eyes. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Let's begin. Slowly come back to your natural breath. Very gently open your eyes. We are going to practice this one last time. This time we are going to introduce retention at the end of your last exhalation. This is called Kevala Kumbhaka. After your last forceful exhalation, sometimes you have that natural urge to hold your breath. It happens very naturally, it doesn't have to be forced. If you find that urge, you're going to hold the breath for about 10 to 15 seconds and then return to your natural breathing. We'll try this one time as the last round. Eyes closed. Deep inhale. Complete exhalation. Prepare your arms. Exhale and let's begin. Hold the breath 10 to 15 seconds. Slowly come back to your natural breath. Gently open your eyes. So that was Bhastrika Pranayama for you. We can also practice Bhastrika with just single nostril with Antar Kumbhaka, internal retention of breath, and Bahya Kumbhaka, external retention of breath. But this requires some practice and experience. So for now, get into the practice of Bhastrika, see how it is helping and see how it is working for you, and then we can start working on the other layers.
We have so much of life energy within us. From this time of birth until death, we have this energy to do all our physiological functions. If this energy is not free flowing, that's when we develop a lot of ailments, a lot of diseases. So how do I regulate this prana within me? How can I make my lung capacity more, and how can I increase this life energy inside me? So in today's practice, we're going to learn something called Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. It is to cleanse your nostrils and the tubes, which helps you to breathe in. And we're going to start with any cross-leg position. You can either start with a Padmasana. If you're absolutely not comfortable with Padmasana, you can start either with Siddhasana or any comfortable cross-leg position, or sit on a chair. The only condition is here is you're seated upright. Your back is straight, your shoulders rotated back, your chest is nice and open, your chin is slightly tucked down. Keep your hands on your knees. For this pranayama practice, we're going to take your right hand, fold the first two fingers. So the last two fingers will help to close the left nostril. The thumb will help you close the right nostril. So now we're going to take the breath in through one nostril. We hold the breath in for a few seconds and we'll take the breath out to the opposite nostril. And then we take the breath from that opposite nostril, hold the breath in and to the other nostril. So let's try and see how we can do this. So close your right nostril first. You can do this with your eyes closed. Inhale, slowly take the breath through your left. Hold the breath in, close both your nostrils. As you exhale, you're going to take the breath out through your right. fledged pranayama practice, let's say 20 minutes of pranayama practice, an advanced level practice, you need to have at least 3 seconds long inhale, 3 seconds long exhale. And this Nadi Shodhana pranayama will help you to prepare your body and mind to sit for a pranayama practice.
You're going to start by placing your right palm on your belly. Let's understand the breath first. So as you inhale, you find that your lower belly expands. As you exhale, you find that your lower belly contracts. Make sure you're not doing the opposite, right? Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, it contracts. One more time. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly contracts. Now, Kapalabhati uses short, forceful exhalations. So, you're going to exhale forcefully through the nostrils and you're going to keep the mouth closed completely. Inhale. Start to exhale forcefully through the nostrils. Once you're comfortable with this exhalation, I want you to combine it with contracting your abdomen every time you exhale. Inhale. Exhale and draw the belly in. You can use your palm to push the belly inwards. Make sure you're not doing the opposite here again. Inhale. Let's try one more time. Pushing the belly in, forceful exhalation. Once you're comfortable with the forceful exhalation combined with drawing and sucking the belly in, you're going to combine this with one more aspect. When you suck the belly in, you're also going to draw up your anal muscles. So, two things are going to be combined here, drawing the belly in and drawing up your anal muscles and forceful exhalations through the nose. When you begin your practice of Kapalabhati, keep the space between every exhalation a little longer. Try not to go too fast. Avoid this kind of a practice. Maintain a very moderate space. Inhale. This will be a perfect pace to go at. So we're going to try drawing the belly in and drawing up your anal muscles at the same time. Let's do 8 forceful exhalations, moderate pace. Inhale. Begin. Relax. When you're very comfortable with this technique of drawing up your anal muscles and contracting the abdomen and the forceful exhalation, you can start to speed it up a little bit. And from 8 exhalations, we can push it to 15 or 20 or even 30 repetitions. So let's try 20 exhalations at one stretch. Take a deep breath in. Let your palm continue to stay on your belly. And begin. 20. Relax. Once you're comfortable with 20 or 30 exhalations this way, you can also advance your practice by changing the arm position in which you do Kapalabhati. So instead of placing your palms on the knees or your palm on the belly, you can lift your arms up from the sides, interlock your fingers above the head and do the same practice. Exhale and bring your hands down. If this is also very comfortable for you and you're also able to increase the speed of your practice and maintain the same 30 counts, you can do an alternative arm position, which is taking your palms on the opposite shoulder blades. exhale and relax. When you're able to do 3 or 4 rounds of 30 exhalations each, then you can start to combine the rounds. Eventually, doing about 108 exhalations at one stretch in one arm position, or you can continue to change the arm positions as you do these 108 repetitions. So this is how we start from a very basic Kapalabhati practice and progress to an advanced level, combining with the anal contraction and changing the arm position, and also increased number of repetitions at one stretch. I really hope this video was helpful in understanding Kapalabhati Kriya. For Ujjayi, you're going to be a ring at the throat. Now, every inhale and exhale is going to pass through this ring, producing a gentle hissing sound. Constriction with this straw. So the time that the breath takes to go in and out will naturally increase. And also the breath or your air is brushing against the throat, which is what is producing that warmth and that gentle hissing sound. So with all these sensations, you will be able to gauge if you are practicing Ujjayi right or wrong, and naturally your breath will also start to lengthen. These are clear cues that will tell you if you're practicing this pranayama technique in the right way or not. Now, if the visualization of the ring and this practice is not accessible for you and you need a little bit more help, then the next method that we can try is you're going to think that you're blowing fog on a glass for your exhalation. So when you do this, you would breathe from the throat. That's how you get your fog on the glass. Similarly, when you're surprised, you take a deep inhalation into the throat. This way. So you notice that the breath, even though you're inhaling and exhaling normally, the breath is going directly in and out from the throat. So try to make the same sound with your mouth closed. is more accessible and comes a little bit more naturally than inhale Ujjayi. Once you get comfortable with your Ujjayi exhalation, then you can focus on your Ujjayi inhalation. We're going to do a very simple breath practice. You're going to inhale and exhale through your nostrils. When you exhale, you're going to make a humming sound. The purpose of the sound is to extend your exhalation. So don't control your exhalation, let it go, be free and relax. Let's do this 4 times. Palms on the knees, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Coming back to your normal breathing. Whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. This practice is called Bhramari Pranayama and it's a very safe practice, and if you don't have the time or the space to do your physical practice, just 10 to 12 breaths of Bhramari can really help you to center yourself and give you that grounding and remove any kind of fear and anxiety.